The Clippers are definitely looking to go on a quest for a championship this upcoming season. After this season's over, after the finals is over, going into the next season. And there could be a couple roadblocks in the way. There could be a couple of teams in the way, standing in their way of getting to a championship. So I want to talk about a couple teams that could be standing in their way of, achieving their ultimate success, which would be, acquiring a championship. Now, in saying that, I still think the Clippers are equipped to win it all. I think they're the most well-rounded team, balanced offense and defense in the league. I think nobody else really has the versatility they have. And I think nobody else in the league has Kawhi Leonard like they do. So that right there stands out alone. And that right there is the common denominator to me. So if you ask me, of course, the Clippers are going to first, they're going to face adversity in regards to the playoffs when they get here. Even during the regular season, it's going to be tough. It's like I said, a lot of teams are going to come at them, especially, with Kawhi and PG back, them knowing that they're going to be a contender for a championship and knowing that they're actually good enough to win the championship. You see what I'm saying? So with all that playing a factor, it's going to be tough for them, but it's actually an accomplishable goal for them as well because they can achieve it. They can do it. Now, I will say, I've said before, they need a backup point guard or at least a backup point guard at the bare minimum. And I like to have them at least maybe like one other big man to add to their center position since they're kind of light in that area right now. But at the same time, I do see some teams that can present some challenges for them. One team in particular that I see that could present a challenge for the Clippers would be the Memphis Grizzlies. Memphis Grizzlies play high-paced basketball, fast on defense. They're very lengthy. They have guys that, play defense very well individually. And they got good perimeter defense, too, a lot better than what people think. And they got a superstar in Ja Morant that's ascending more and more, along with Desmond Bane. He's definitely starting to really pick his game up as well. And then you got to add, you also got to look at Dylan Brooks as well. He's definitely, I thought he was their second best player, but Desmond Bane looks like their second best player at times. And they got a good little squad there in regards to, how they're set up and everything. That coach they have is pretty good as well. Can't forget to mention him, but definitely them, of course. And of course, the Denver Nuggets, I think, is another challenge, for the Clippers. We all remember what happened in the bubble and everything like that, but that was a little bit different. But at the same time, they do have a really formidable team. I mean, when you think about Jokic, Jamal Murray will be back, Michael Porter Jr., Aaron Gordon is decent. You see what I'm saying? Then they got the Bones Hyman, I think his name is, the rookie they got. He's playing pretty good, with some confidence and things like that. And like I said, with Jamal Murray, that makes them definitely, a problem for a lot of teams. And like I said, they can, present some problems and stuff, for the Clippers as well. But I personally think overall, I think the Clippers would find a way to beat them, of course, because Kawhi will be the best player in that series, just as he was the last time. Just, a lot of bad things happened with that team back then, being in the bubble, a lot of things like that. Was so much uncomfortability and everything. I think the Clippers would definitely, if they got a 3-1 lead on them this time, I think they will finish them off, 4-1, 4-2 at the most. I just think that Jokic is good and Jokic is very, very tricky. But, I feel like, Kawhi would find a way to overcome that, him and PG. If PG plays like he's supposed to, it's definitely a wrap in that series. Because if he played like he was supposed to the first time, I mean, they not only win the series, but they win it going away 4-1 easily. So, I definitely think that would be an intriguing matchup, though, because, like I said, Michael Porter Jr. is definitely really good as well. He could definitely be a star player in this league also. And then you got Jamal Murray and Jokic. I mean, that's almost like a mini big three, to a degree. So that team is they're for real when they're healthy, and nobody should overlook them. But and of course, I mean, you could say the Warriors, of course, because the Warriors made it to the finals and stuff, going from this year, going to next year, trying to either defend their title or defend their Western Conference title, that they won going to the finals this year. So, I mean, you could throw those teams in there especially, but I think more so Denver would be more of an intriguing matchup against the Clippers than the Warriors, because I feel like the Clippers overall, the way their team is constructed, the Warriors really don't want none of that. You know what I'm saying? I don't think they want none of that smoke, because Draymond is not scoring, and when Steph and Clay have struggles, it really hurts their whole everything. You know what I'm saying? They can't always depend on those young players to come through in big playoff moments because they don't have that much experience. Jordan Poole doesn't have that much experience. Kuminga, Gary Payton II, they don't have that type of experience, so you can't expect a lot out of them in big moments, like that. Now, they'll probably learn a lot this year, of course, because they're in the finals. But, I mean, sometimes it takes more than one finals to really grasp, what it takes to be a champion, things like that. So, that could be the Clippers' advantage right there, because they don't have enough veterans that they, or a lot of their pieces that they utilize to be effective are not veterans. They're young players trying to develop, while the Splash Brothers are maybe under the last couple years of being a dominant team, or a dominant duo, So, like I said, I think the Clippers would definitely override in that matchup as well, but it would be tough either way, The Denver Nuggets would present a challenge. All those teams, the Memphis Grizzlies, those three teams I said would present a big challenge for the Clippers that they would have to overcome. I believe they will if they played them, but I could definitely see, one of those series, if not all of them, possibly going 7 games as well. You see what I'm saying? So, I mean, it's because those teams are talented too. And then you might want to throw in Minnesota, but I just think the Clippers will definitely beat Minnesota. I've had somebody tell me a few days ago Minnesota will be a challenge for them, but I'm not sure. I think they're going to take care of Minnesota quite easily because of what happened last year or this year in the bubble. I think they really want to make an example out of them if they get a chance to face them. So I don't really particularly seeing them being a threat, to the Clippers. I just think that they're just going to be a stepping stone to the Clippers, even though, like I said, they got some talent on there too, on the Minnesota Timberwolves. But like I said, what I saw this past year from them playing against the Grizzlies, I mean, to have big leads like that and wasn't able to finish them, that's going to be a huge, factor for them going forward, finishing out games and sustaining leads and stuff like that. And I saw that a few games this past season or this season here as well about them that I thought that was a red flag for them going into the playoffs, and it definitely got exposed when they played Memphis. So, like I said, the two main teams I really would say that would give the Clippers more trouble than any would probably be, like I said, the Nuggets, and I think I'm just going to go with Memphis. I was going to say Dallas, but I personally don't know or believe that Dallas has enough to beat a team like the Clippers, the top tier teams. They did get Phoenix. Don't get me wrong. I thought Phoenix would definitely beat them and go on to the next round and play the Warriors, which would have been probably a little bit more exciting to me. I didn't really like the Warriors-Dallas matchup. I mean, Dallas got one superstar, It just, I don't know. I felt like the matchup would have been better with the Phoenix Suns versus the Warriors, like offense versus the somewhat defense they had. And I thought Devin Booker would play better, but he didn't. But, I mean, it's okay. It's how it goes. But I definitely think that those teams would give the Clippers a run for their money. But in the end, I still find the situation to be fruitful for the Clippers in regards to them winning it and going to the NBA Finals and find themselves, putting their team on the map even more, starting their own trend with their new building, the Intuit Arena, and having their own house and having their own everything, starting a new trend in regards to, winning the championship. That'd be great to open up the new arena, to open up the new arena with a banner. So, I mean, that would be like great for them and great for the organization and just great for the city all on its own, because like I said, they definitely got an opportunity to win it, and they definitely are a good enough team to do it. So I would like to see if it can happen, And just as a side note, of course, you can always say the Lakers are one of those teams that can, give them a challenge and things like that. But I don't know if the Lakers are going to hinder them from getting the championship, because I'm not even sure the Lakers are going to make the playoffs. And if they do, I don't think they're going to make it past the first round. But, I mean, hey, would a first round be if they had to play the Clippers in the first round? The Clippers were the number 1 seed, and they were like the 8th seed or 6th seed or something like that. That would be epic right there. But like I said, I still think the Clippers find themselves winning it all. and bare minimum getting to the finals. And I think Kawhi Leonard and the rest of the team will definitely find a way to hoist that trophy if the opportunity presents itself with no injuries and everybody can make it through the season healthy and take it to the playoffs and see what happens. But hey, that's my take on everything. Leave any comments in the comment section and check out my other videos if you haven't. And hey, Khaliis out.